In many ways, Erica Anderson was a traditional bride. The 37-year-old from Brooklyn planned a formal ceremony with a white dress, flower bouquet, and walk down the aisle. Only no one was waiting for her, and that was just the way she wanted it.
How would you describe self-marriage?
I would describe it as women saying yes to themselves.
And what does that mean?
It means that we are enough even if we're not partnered with someone else.
Anderson says she grew tired of people asking why she was still single. So, in front of her friends and family, she married herself.
I choose you today.
Self-marriage, or sologamy, is growing, partly because it's popping up in pop culture. Like when an episode of Sex and the City floated the idea.
Hi, it's Carrie Bradshaw. I wanted to let you know that I'm getting married to myself.
The movement has gone global, and companies are trying to capitalize. Marry Yourself in Canada offers consulting and wedding photography.
Here are the preparation cards.
San Francisco's Jeffrey Levine started a website called imarriedme.com. There you'll find sologamy ceremony kits that include a wedding band, daily affirmation cards, and vows.
It's something that's becoming more and more understood and more accepted. It's not just something that's a phase or a fad.
Anderson married herself to celebrate independence and believes others should too, because
You're worth it.
Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Brooklyn, New York.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. A subscriber passed this along to me. A lot of the times when people pass articles or videos along, if I don't feel drawn to talk about it, I'm not going to do it. For some reason, this just really pissed me off. Because it's just more insanity in today's society that's being accepted as normal. And nobody's going, oh, that's a little bit bizarre. Is that necessary? And this is all Bible prophecy. Now we're seeing people marrying themselves. Oh, you couldn't make this kind of stuff up. Even having a ceremony? How about you just remain single for the rest of your life? No, they have to have a ceremony to marry themselves so they could say, me, look at me, let me throw the bouquet, let me be a part of the show and the charade. And they're calling it sologamy. And as we know in Scripture, the Bible speaks about evil in the last days. In 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. That's exactly what this is. This is self-pride. And remember, everything we're seeing going on in this world is to spite and to spit in the face of God. Everything, all of these agendas are to do the opposite of God's commandments and God's will. That's why you see the LGBTQ becoming so big, the trans, all of this stuff. It is a mockery to God to tolerate and accept all. And this is the kind of stuff that these lunatics are doing out in the open, and people go, oh, let them do it. I mean, when does it stop? When does somebody go, all right, maybe this person needs some type of help? We're supposed to accept this nonsense? Imagine you were friends with this person, right? I mean, talk about a business scam. Marrying yourself? Do you have to bring presents to this wedding? Does this person have a register? Marrying themselves, walking down the aisle. I mean, look at one of these photos. The person standing there with some type of person who is reading the marriage vows, and this woman standing there in front of a mirror, looking at herself, marrying herself. Welcome to 2017, folks. If you don't think we're in the end times, here's a wake-up call for you. People are buying wedding dresses to marry themselves. themselves. And people are going, hey, what's the big deal? Who are you to hate? Who are you to judge? That's hate speech. Where is sanity going in this world? These are adults, supposed adults that are doing this. What is this going to say about the kids that are coming up underneath them who see this stuff as normal behavior? We already see how out of control this world is, how there's no rules, there's no discipline, and it's just to tolerate all of this kind of stuff like it's normal. Nobody's at this ceremony laughing hysterically as this woman standing in front of a mirror saying, what a joke. No, they're just going, aw, she finally found someone. She's been looking her whole life, and it's been right in front of her face in the mirror. It's been her. Yeah, it sounds like a joke, right? Only these people are dead serious. And this is an organization that is promoting self-marriage. Now you might say, well, some of these women are heifers. Buzz's girlfriend, woof. And maybe that's why, but let's be realistic. There are plenty of people who aren't pleasant on the eyes that are married. And there are plenty of people who aren't pleasant on the inside who are married. This is nothing more than self-idolatry. This is nothing more than people worshiping themselves. And who is the most prideful of them all? Satan. Now we have people who are in love with themselves. I've done videos before talking about this, the love of yourself. Now it's not right. You're not supposed to be in love with yourself. And people have commented and go, what's wrong with loving yourself? Not understanding that's part of the deception that's going on. Even the mindset of loving yourself. Doesn't mean you're supposed to hate yourself. It's even just talking about it. It's just regurgitated crap that nobody can even give you a definition on. Oh, you love yourself? Okay. Huh? I get teens messaging me, why is it not good to love yourself? Where does God say you're not supposed to love yourself? I mean, even just the concept of it, the notion of it, loving yourself, being in love. Huh? How about you just live normally, be normal, and stop thinking about yourself and, oh, look at me. Let me post this to my Facebook. Let me post it to my Twitter. Oh, but I'm not looking for attention. I'm not one of those people. Oh, stop it. That's just how people are now. If you're posting pictures of your dinner on your Facebook, guess what? You're self-worshiping yourself. Because nobody wants to see what you're posting for dinner, or what you're eating for dinner. I don't. You bet your bottom dollar, I don't care that you painted your fingernails. I don't care that you got a raise at work. I don't care you're out with your bros having some brews. But everybody has this mindset like that now, where, oh, but people care, they need to know. It's like people go through their life thinking about the next photo opportunity for themselves that they could post. Oh, this would make a great Facebook post or a great Twitter post. Not even realizing it, that they're worshiping themselves, that they're being prideful. Oh, something good happened to me today. Let me tell the world. Oh, something bad happened. I need some sympathy. Let me tell the world. This is why this world is an absolute nightmare. Because we have robots walking around worshiping themselves, marrying themselves. And this is a business now. Many people are doing it. And they're not even just marrying them. I mean, the notion is just ridiculous, right? Just say you're like, hey, I never want to get married. Okay. You want to be alone the rest of your life? Yeah. Okay, that's your choice. You need to have a ceremony for this crap? And people showing up here? I'd show up with I'd show up with 2 cartons of eggs if I got invited to somebody's self-wedding. And as soon as they started to announce, that they love themselves or whatever they do at the end of the ceremony, I would pelt them with the eggs. Now that's probably assault these days, but I make sure I'd smash that mirror with some eggs. Probably even bring some toilet paper and throw it up there. Because it's a ridiculous notion. This is Bible prophecy, folks. Everything is flipped on its head. And people aren't even laughing at stuff like this. They think it's normal. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. Who are you to judge that they love themselves and want to be married to themselves? Huh? I am here to judge because it's ridiculous. It's retardation. The whole mindset. We're here for such a short period of time. And we have so much work to do. especially as Christians trying to help lead people to God, the struggle of battling sin and temptation every day. This is the stuff that people are doing with their day-to-day life. Are they that bored that they need to do stuff like this, hold ceremonies, that there needs to be organizations that make money setting these weddings up? Could you imagine, though? Could you imagine somebody invite you to their wedding for themselves? I mean, would you go? Would you attend? It's ridiculous. This is the world that we live in. People marrying themselves every time something happens in someone's day. Instead of reacting to it, instead of assessing it and looking at it and thinking about what has just happened and, going through the basic motions of asking questions to yourself about something that might have happened in your day, how could you work around it? Instead, the first thing people think is, oh, this would make a great photo. I haven't posted in 3 hours. Let me get it up on Facebook. This is the world we live in, of people just worshiping themselves. It is not right to worship yourself. Your worship should go to Jesus Christ. You know why? Because none of us would be here if he didn't die for us. He came into the world to take on his shoulders the sins of the world. He died for our salvation. So when people message me who are Christian and go, what's wrong with loving yourself? Well, I'm not saying hate yourself. How about just the whole notion of the question of loving yourself, even saying such a stupid sentence? Of course you care about yourself as far as taking care of loving yourself. This is part of the new age crap. Love yourself, worship yourself, chase your dreams, be proud of yourself. This is all part of the Antichrist system. We already have a society of people who love and worship themselves. And how do you think we're in the spot we are now where free speech and all this stuff is getting taken away? Because it's about loving and being accepting of everything, even nonsense and crap like this. So folks, this might not be new to you hearing this. It's new to me that people are actually having wedding ceremonies, standing in front of mirrors, marrying themselves. Some people wearing half a tuxedo and half a dress. I mean, you can't make it up. This is 2017. Imagine 2020 if we get there. Imagine 1 year from now if we get there. How much more insane this is going to get. And how people are going to tell people like me that we're not allowed to speak because we're speaking against these morons who are marrying themselves in mirrors and holding ceremonies, inviting people to come watch them marry themselves. They're going to go, you can't speak against that. That's hate. And we don't promote or tolerate hate. Right? Because you tolerate everything. That's what they want. The Antichrist system tolerates everything except one thing. The only thing that they don't tolerate, the only thing you can make fun of, the only thing you can mock, Jesus Christ. Everything else in this world you can tolerate. They can tolerate. Right? They want everyone to tolerate. And the only thing we see them mock openly are Christians and Jesus Christ. It's a complete joke. And this is just more mockery of God. That's what this is. Sologamy. It's just total embarrassment to the human species, the human race, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know if these people should be considered human. Because I'll tell you right now, when I see people like this and this stuff going on, I don't want to be called human. I don't know what, you call me whatever you want. Call me a jerk. But I don't want to be considered the same race, the same flesh as these people. Because we know these people, as far as their souls go, these people don't have any souls when they're doing stuff like this. But people are going to continue to go along with stuff like this unless people speak out on it and just go, snap out of it. Think about what you're witnessing and what's going on here. This is the world we live in, folks. 2017. We've got people paying for their own wedding dresses, renting out banquet halls, and marrying themselves in front of mirrors. God help us all. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.